Okay, now we're going to have a look at bending, sliding, vibrato and hammer-ons and pull-offs. That sounds like a lot, and it is quite a lot. So we're going to do it in two parts. There's going to be this part where I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can do these things. And that's very important because you've got to know what notes you can bend to within these scales. And the second part, I've written a little performance piece for you. So it's a piece of music which incorporates everything we're going to do in one fun little piece you can have a go at. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start with shape 1 of the pentatonic scale. Now, why are we using slides, bends and vibrato and hammer-ons and all the rest of it? Quite simply, what it is, it's a decoration to the note, makes the note sound more interesting. So, for example, what I could do in this shape 1 here, if I just take these two notes, 5 to 7 on the G, sorry. What I could do is I could just play 5 to 7, couldn't I? Sounds okay, but I could slide that note. I added some vibrato on the end, which I'll come to in a minute. Or I could bend that note. Or I could hammer on. Or pull off. So these are kind of note decorations, but can you see what I'm doing there is, regardless of what I'm doing, I'm aiming from 5 to 7. So if I play the note, 5 to 7. If I slide, 5 to 7. If I bend, if I hammer on, it's still the same thing, 5 to 7. I'm just choosing what technique to use. All right, so let's perhaps start from the very beginning and just see what notes can we bend. Well, in this scale, the first on the top string, you've got 5 to 8, right? So you could slide 5 to 8. Great, you could bend 5 to 8. And you could hammer. And that's the same with all of the strings. So you could slide, play it normally, slide, same with all the strings, okay? I normally bend down those lower ones, so I bend the first 3 strings up and then these ones. Okay, now what about bending? So let's just go back to that first example we used. Now, can you see I'm using 3 fingers to bend here? I'm not just bending with 1 finger because it's quite hard on your fingers, you can drop it. So these 2 fingers, fingers 1 and 2, they're not doing anything, they're just giving me support to bend. So when I bend that note, I'm trying to make it sound like that note 2 frets higher. Make sure you listen to it. Hopefully, it should sound the same, you know. So that's good. So use all your fingers to bend. That's a whole step bend, that is. So again, you're aiming from one part of the scale to the next part. What normally happens is you're going between 2 shapes of the scale. So what I mean by that is you can use shape 1 and shape 2. So you're kind of bending between shape 1 and shape 2. So if we look at, you know, the 8th fret here on the high E, the next position in that shape 2 is the 10th fret. So again, slide to it, bend to it. And try that on each of the strings. That's a hard one because you've got 7 to 10. That's called a minor third bend, where you're bending a tone. This is a tone, 2 frets and a half. So a bit tricky, those wider bends, aren't they? Remember to bend those lower strings down. So really that's what you're doing when you're bending, or when you're sliding. You're really either going from one note in the scale to the next, or one shape up to the next shape. So shape 1 into shape 2. Let's have a look at hammering on. It's going to be the same thing, but do those same 2 notes. So I'm hammering on. Again, you really are hammering, that's why it's called a hammer on. And if you pull off, you're pulling down. That gets a bit harder when you go to the strings in the middle, like the B and the G and so on, because you've got notes below you and you can get this terrible noise ringing. So what I'm normally doing there, I'm using a combination of, see that, my finger here? It's stopping the high E ringing. And also that finger is blocking a little bit so it doesn't ring. So you're choosing when you play, and this is what you're going to see in this performance piece in a sec, you're choosing what ornament to put on a note. So maybe you'll choose to do that. Maybe you'll choose to do that. Now the vibrato thing, again, I'm going to cover in the lesson in a minute, but just as a quick demonstration, if we take these 2 notes, 8 to 10 on the B, when you're sliding, let's say, and you add vibrato, it's like a singer wobbling at the end. So you take the note, and there's a note, and you're moving it up and down between that note. So you don't want to go too much, you know, it goes out of tune. So you're trying to just keep the note pitch and bend it up and down there. Also, of course, you can do it with a bend, which we get to in the next lesson, where so you're bending that up, but you're adding vibrato whilst the note is still bent up. That's a bit tricky. So all these things, you know, take a little bit of time to get to. But whatever you're doing, sliding or hammering, or certainly with bending, make sure you listen first to the note that you're trying to bend to. So in this case, I'm trying to bend from 8 to 10 on the B string. I'm listening to it. And if it's too low, which might happen to you, or too high, you can hear. But if you're used to sliding first, that's great. So it should sound the same. That takes a long time to get all these techniques. So there we go. I hope that's useful. That's one of the reasons I showed you all of the 5 pentatonic shapes first, because when you see people bend, you're not just bending any note to anywhere, you're bending from one note in the scale to the next. Okay, so hope that helps. Let me know how you're getting on. See you in the next one.